Hi, this is Bunny Turd. This video is a tutorial on S20 of Sintranos. This is rotation 2. Um, for this rotation, stage 20 is the hardest rotation. The hardest stage for this rotation. For the previous rotation, S14 and S19 were the hardest, and I made videos about those. You can find it on the YouTube channel. All right. So in terms of S20, let's take a look at the champions that we are having to face. Wave 1 and Wave 2 are the harder waves of this stage. Wave 3, even though we have Sifi, Rotos, and UDK and Necret, which is pretty OP team, if you have all your champions survive by Wave 3, chances are you should be able to kill them. All right. So the challenge with Wave 1 and Wave 2 are, I'll just point out some of the key difficulties. In Wave 1, one of the problems is War Chief, right? So War Chief will reflect back 60% of the damage that you uh, inflict upon him. So in this stage, everybody's using Rhonda because she is OP for this stage. But the problem is that if she AoE nuke or attack War Chief directly, some of that damage is going to come back, and Rhonda's pretty squishy, so she's not going to be able to make it until Wave 3. Right? And some of the other champions have uh, skills that provide a lot of survivability, enfeeble from the Panda, for example. So that is the challenge with Wave 1. You basically deal with this in two ways. Using Rhonda's A2 to neutralize War Chief. She can one-shot War Chief. If she uses A2 that blocks the passive, none of that damage is going to come back to her. And for all the rest of the champion, the easiest way to deal with it is just to build a fast Cillian. Cillian's A2 can block active skills. So if you just have a Cillian build, Cillian the Lucky build with enough accuracy, which is around 350, you can block all the active skills, and that gives you enough time to kill all of them off. If your Rhonda is really strong, that's actually a bit of an issue, as in my case. I have a +4 Rhonda that is built for nuking. And the issue is that she will kill off these champions a little bit too quickly before Cillian gets his A2 ability back. One of the ways to deal with that is just put Cillian in a reflex set. And let's take a look at the champion I'm using. So Rhonda, Nuker, Cillian in reflex set. We have some supporting champion. The important one is actually Lord Champford. Lord Champford is HP based. I would recommend that you put him in bolsters so that he can provide extra shield for all these squishy attack champions. Our tech is great. He's already built. Most people, endgame players have him built in regeneration set for soloing Iron Twin. I mean, not Iron Twin, Ice Golem. So he's already tanky and can put up HP burn and decrease attack, right? So let's take a look at the champions really quick. Where's Rhonda? Rhonda right there, just in arena build. You do want her to be kind of fast, but the rest of it, accuracy and things like that, don't really matter that much. So in terms of other champions, Cillian, there we go. So my Cillian is actually just recently built. Since I had like 4 copies of him. I pump him into empowering Rhonda. So this is the last copy that I have. He is essentially just built with enough accuracy to do his job. Um, these stats do not include the area bonus. I pretty much almost maxed out my area bonus, so I know his speed's a little bit faster. It's got an extra 20 speeds and some accuracy as well, so that should be enough. You need about 350 accuracy. All right, so I'm just gonna play a video of how this is done. Let's take a look. 1 second. All right, for the wave one, you just want Cillian to be the fastest, and he's going to use A2 to block all the active skill. That's very important. All these champions got, if they take a turn, you're not going to be able to make it a wave three basically. So good. So the block active skill landed on everybody, and so you basically have 2 turns to kill all of them, which is not too difficult with Ronda. So the key right here is Ronda used her A2 to kill War Chief, and War Chief didn't even get a chance to reflect back the damage because block passive and one shot, right? Right here, you want to have Lord Chamfer use his A2 because that decreased attack kind of helps with extra survivability. We got a decent sized shield, but it's still nice if they're not doing any damage to you. So right here, Cillian already got his A2 back, which is kind of lucky. Yeah. But with reflex set, it's the chance is pretty high he will get it back before wave two. If you don't get it back before wave two, I would just restart. I mean, you technically can do it without it, but it's just so much easier if the A2 is already available. So once again, we're going to save it. We're not going to waste it, and just see if we can. Just going to fast forward until wave two. All right, there we go. So in wave two, what we're dealing with is the main challenge is trying to kill off the 2 Grazer Iron Gut, right? They are tanky. If they take a turn, they put up increased defense. These are defensive-based champions. They have increased defense and increased resistance. It just makes it nearly impossible to kill them. So once again, what we do is first thing we're going to put up HP burn, which is not required, but it helps, right? HP burn. Now the key here is Cillian gets to use his A2. We're going to try to block block the active skill, so they don't get to use the increased defense and the A3 ability, basically, right? So here we go. Block. Well, it didn't land on one of the Iron Gut, but that's okay because Ronda's just gonna one shot the Iron Gut, block passive. So Iron Gut has also the annoying passive that he'll put up an unkillable right before he dies when he's about to die. So you can't kill him in one shot, basically, right? However, if you use Ronda's A2, blocking his passive, you can kill him in one shot. So that's what we're gonna do right there. And now you're basically just trying to make sure that none of these champions get to use their skill, right? So they got 2-turn block active skill, and during those 2 turns, you're just trying to kill them and get your skills back. I do recommend building the Nog in Relentless set because every time he takes a turn, so with Relentless, there's some chance that he can get an extra turn. So whenever he gets an extra turn, Ronda has a chance of joining in and finishing off. Even though he's not built as strong of a nuker like Ronda is, um, you're basically able to capitalize on Ronda's passive. Every time any of these champions go, if they take an extra turn, Ronda has a 15% chance of joining in and killing them, right? So slowly but surely, all these champions are going to be, all these enemies are going to be dead. Let me just fast forward to stage or wave 3. All right, wave 3, we're dealing with CP, 2 Rotos, UDK, and Necrit. One of the UDK is going to be protected by Necrit. Ideally, if you get your A2 back on Cillian, that makes it easier. In this particular run, I wasn't lucky enough to get it back. Most of the time, you will actually will, but you can still do it. Wave 3 is actually the easiest. So basically, what we want to do is kill off Sifi first. Even if you have the lock skill ability back and you lock Sifi's skill, don't trust that because Sifi has passive that can remove debuffs from her, right? So if Sifi gets a chance to go, it just makes this part really hard. So I would recommend that you just kill off Sifi, right? So whether she's locked or not, just kill her off. Even though it's tempting to use Ronda's A2 on Necrit, I would just recommend just killing Sifi. Then you don't have to deal with her. There's no reviver. Um, and Yeah, the rotos aren't as dangerous when CP's not around. So you'll see. In fact, you want to target CP so that there's a chance that Rana can join in, right? So now the block skill ability is back. And basically, we just slowly kill them off. I don't think this part is too difficult. Anyway, I'll just fast forward. The UDK turns out to be a real pain in the ass to kill, but in any case, he's not really a threat. It just takes a long time because of he's naturally very tanky.